Imagine this. A bitter winter night, a small freezing room, and an elderly man shivering, not just from the cold, but from fear. This is the story of Mr. Thomas Liu, a 65-year-old retired factory worker, and how his personal nightmare led to a landmark victory against a corrupt system. Mr. Liu, a gentle soul in the early stages of Alzheimer's, loved nothing more than spending his days fishing by the quiet river. But one day, his peaceful routine was shattered. A bank had been robbed nearby, and the getaway car was found abandoned close to his fishing spot. Because he was seen in the area, the police brought him in for questioning. He was just a witness, or so he thought. Enter Detective Sergeant Mark Vogel, a man known for his ruthless tactics and a burning desire to close cases, no matter the cost. When he saw Mr. Liu's confusion, a symptom of his Alzheimer's, he didn't see a vulnerable senior citizen. He saw an opportunity. Vogel led Mr. Liu into a small, unheated interrogation room. The temperature outside was well below freezing, and the room itself was a veritable icebox. He took Mr. Liu's jacket and began a cruel, calculated assault, not with his fists, but with his words and the biting cold. For 6 agonizing hours, he denied the old man a blanket, a glass of water, even a trip to the restroom. "We know you did it," Tommy Vogel would lie, his voice a menacing whisper. "Just tell us where the money is, and this can all be over." He cycled between aggressive accusations and false promises of warmth and comfort. A psychological torture technique designed to break even the strongest will. Shivering uncontrollably, disoriented by his condition, and pushed to the brink by the relentless cold and fear, Mr. Liu finally broke. He mumbled incoherent agreements to Vogel's leading questions just to make the ordeal stop. He signed a confession he couldn't even read, let alone understand. Just like that, a harmless fisherman was charged with armed robbery. It seemed like a hopeless situation. The police had a signed confession, but they hadn't counted on one thing: Mr. Liu's daughter, Dr. Rachel Liu. Rachel wasn't just a loving daughter. She was an academic researcher specializing in cognitive disorders. When she saw the confession, she knew instantly that her father had been coerced. She knew his mind, his vulnerability, and she was determined to prove his innocence. The fight for justice began, and it hinged on 2 seemingly mundane pieces of data. First, Rachel's legal team subpoenaed the police station's building maintenance records. The HVAC logs revealed the shocking truth. During the 6-hour interrogation, the room's temperature had plummeted to a chilling 45 degrees Fahrenheit. This was not just uncomfortable, it was inhumane, a clear violation of detention standards, especially for an elderly person. Second, Rachel presented her father's recent medical records, which documented his declining cognitive state before the arrest. She brought in a top forensic neuropsychologist who explained to the court how the combination of Alzheimer's, extreme cold, and severe stress would make anyone highly sedated. The expert testified that under those conditions, Mr. Liu's confession was completely unreliable. It wasn't a memory, it was a desperate echo of his interrogator's words. The trial became a masterclass in exposing hidden abuse. Rachel and her team shifted the focus from the bank robbery to the interrogation room itself. They painted a vivid picture for the jury, not of a hardened criminal, but of a confused, terrified old man being systematically broken down. The argument was simple but powerful. Vogel hadn't needed to lay a hand on Mr. Liu to abuse him. He had weaponized the very environment, the cold, the isolation, the institutional power against a vulnerable mind. The jury saw the truth. They found Mr. Liu not guilty. But the story doesn't end there. The evidence of coercion was so undeniable that the district attorney launched a criminal investigation into the detective. Detective Sergeant Mark Vogel was convicted of coercion of a confession and official misconduct. He was stripped of his badge, lost his pension, and was sentenced to 2 years in prison. His career, built on bullying the vulnerable, was over. The impact of this case rippled far beyond the courtroom. It set a powerful legal precedent, forcing the legal system to be more critical of confessions obtained from vulnerable individuals like the elderly or those with cognitive disabilities. More tangibly, the city was forced to implement new rules. Mandatory climate control and electronic monitoring were installed in all interrogation rooms, ensuring that the frigid confession tactic could never be used again. Mr. Thomas Liu returned to his family and his quiet life by the river, his name cleared and his dignity restored. Through his suffering, he had unknowingly become a quiet hero, creating a shield of protection for countless others. His case serves as a vital reminder that justice must not only be about convicting the guilty, but also about protecting the innocent from the abuse of power. Thank you so much for watching. If this story moved you, please consider liking this video and subscribing to our channel for more true stories of justice and resilience. We'll see you in the next one.